Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, your average fan, and I'll be talking to you today about Paramount Plus's show Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 2, Episode 7. And let's get right into it, shall we? Spoilers! Okay. Wow, this was so much fun. This episode was so much fun. Now, full disclosure. Um, this was a mashup, if you will, a crossover, we'll call it, between Strange New Worlds and Star Trek Lower Decks. Now, I have seen some episodes of Star Trek Lower Decks. It's an animated show. I enjoy it a lot. It is funny. And so they also have another Star Trek animated show, but I have not checked that one out just as of yet. But this one, Lower Decks, is hilarious, and it's all about the cadets and them trying to, rise in the ranks. So, they're on the lower part of the ship. They're not on the bridge all the time, like we normally see people. So, I was very confused when this episode started. It started with the normal, gotta give you the recap, of previously on. And then, the credits start rolling, and I'm enjoying the theme song. And then the episode starts, and it's animated. So I'm thinking my streaming service is messed up or something. I'm like, what didn't happen? But no, this was Lower Decks. And I see immediately when I seen it, I'm like, oh, did I switch to Lower Decks or something? Like, I don't know. But I decided to keep going because I was like, I like Lower Decks. I'll watch an episode or something. I didn't know what was happening. Until I started really paying attention to what they were doing. And they were going on a mission to go check out some portal. And they kept saying a portal and a tunnel and a portal and a tunnel. And I'm like, something's weird here. And as soon as they cut it on, and Boomer got sucked through the hole and came out on the other side, live freaking action. I was like, what is happening? Blue hair and all. I was like, wow, this is going to be a trippy episode. And sure enough, it was. It was so much fun because he is such a history buff and a geek when it comes to the past of the Starfleet that he was just in heaven meeting Pike, his hero, and Una, and everybody on the ship. Oh my God, this was so much fun. So in the process of all of this, they trying to figure out a way to get him back home because they was examining this artifact themselves on this moon. And so they had took him back to the ship, trying to tell him, like, don't tell us nothing, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. He looking like Spock because he acted weird because he dating Nurse Chapel, and so, he didn't spread some information to her, so I'm pretty sure that's going to mess up their relationship later on. His other friend, Boomer's other friend, I can't even think of her name now because I don't really know all the characters' names on Lower Decks, but they had thought they were going to go back, to send them back. All right, there's still some power left in this portal thing, let's send them back. They go to send them back, they cut the thing on, she hops through. So now it's two of them from Lower Decks are in the past now on Strange New Worlds. Oh my goodness, then the comedy just really ramps up then because I'm like, the writers from Lower Decks are hilarious. So while she and her hero is Uhura, so she couldn't wait to meet her. But she did end up helping her figure out some translation on this time travel device that they came through, that it turns out that the Orions ended up taking. So the Orions, who happens to be, there's an Orion in Starfleet in the future with the Lower Deck crew. So she was already telling them about the thing and that her grandmother was there when it was discovered and blah, blah, blah. So they used that information to their advantage to help them get back in the end. But it was still funny to see them, like, just having a ball with the crew and the crew trying to deal with their antics because, they're not nearly as serious as the regular Star Trek crew. So it was just funny to see them having to deal with them. Spock was over it. He was like, I'll be so glad when they gone. They convinced the captain to have a birthday party even though he wasn't going to have one. They didn't tell nobody about their future really. They let Una know that she was the poster girl for Starfleet, in the future and everything. And so it was funny. So they ended up talking to the Orions, who came back around, stole the device, and then they followed them. They ended up talking to them, like I said, and that's how they found out that their friend's grandmother, great grandmother, was on the ship. Found out what her first name was and everything. And whilst they was the lower deck crew was trying to help the Enterprise crew, they made this drink, but they usually would have Orion ale or whatever the hell it is to put in it, but they ain't had it. So at the end, part of the exchange with the Orions for letting them use the device and saying that they discovered it, which is how history actually recorded it. And they don't want to be pirates no more. They really do want to have sciences and do, science work. So they actually got some of that Orion ale from them. And at the end of the episode, because the lower deck crew went back to the portal, so they went back, boom, they animated again, and they talk about the end of their mission. But then we switch back to the Enterprise crew, who is also now animated, and they talking about the experience of the day. And then they're like, what are we drinking? And they're like, oh yeah, she showed us this drink, and it's got a real Orion ale in it this time, and it's good. But the girl told her that it's got some weird side effects. So then they all looking at each other like, wait, I feel weird. What's going on? Are my eyes too big? Are my Spock arm wiggling like a cartoon character? My arm don't normally do this. What's going on here? What's wrong? So they freaking out from the ale, making them feel like they two-dimensional characters. I cried. I'm still crying laughing about this show, because when I think about it, everything that happened, this was so much fun. So much fun. This is such a good episode. The stakes were still high, because if they didn't get back, or if they changed something in the past, it can jack up the future. If they let the captain attack the Orion ship, then their friend's great-grandmother might die or not even exist, and then their friend might not exist. I mean, it was real stakes at play, but they still had fun with this episode. I love it. Writers did an excellent job with this. It is so much fun. So yeah, that was episode 7 of Strange New Worlds. Now, believe me, I am aware that the series has ended, that the season has ended, and that the season finale came out this prior week. But I'm catching up, y'all. I'm getting there. And this is so much fun. I was going to do 2 episodes at a time, but now I'm doing 1 at a time, because this is fun. I'm having fun with this. And they brought up the Enterprise crew from the show Enterprise, with Archer and the whole crew and everything, and then the current Enterprise crew was geeking out about them on the first Enterprise, the NX-01. Oh wow, you talking about fun. So much fun. This episode was so good. I enjoyed this so much. This show is so great. This is one of the best Star Trek shows I've ever seen. I love it. I will see you guys next week for the next episode. In the meantime, have a great day.